Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com. Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, just the start of, I'll tell you what, a beautiful weather pattern setting in into north central Washington. Beautiful view, just a few clouds out there and even some high and mid-level clouds, but for the most part, lots of sunshine this afternoon as well, with high temperatures mainly into the lower and middle 50s around our area. But there is a storm down in Oregon and Northern California that is spinning some moisture up into parts of our area. Moses Lake, just to your southeast, is where we'll see some severe weather, a possibility. Can you believe that already? We're talking lightning, thunder, and maybe even some small hail in that area highlighted in green. So if your weekend travels take you that direction, be aware that that might be the situation tonight and maybe even into our early morning hours. And we'll talk more about our weekend weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Douglas County fire crews were called to a grass fire north of East Wenatchee last night, and the Three Fingers saga has finally come to a close at Lake Chelan. But first, we begin tonight. Icicle and Peshastin irrigation districts have declared an emergency at 8 Mile Lake. The emergency pertains to damage to the area's watershed from last summer's Jack Creek fire and the threat of increased runoff above the lake and potential threats to the dam there. The threat was brought to light by a burn area emergency response report released by the Forest Service that investigated the severity of the conditions above the lake. Given the size of the lake and watershed above it, if the dam suffered a catastrophic failure, its estimated flows from the lake could be as high as 10 million gallons per minute. The dam was built in the late 1920s and is in poor condition. The districts have been planning to either repair or replace it for some time, but now fear the dam is in jeopardy of a catastrophic failure and have decided to replace it. District Manager Tony Janser says they're creating an emergency action plan with assistance from Chelan County Emergency Management, the state DOE's Dam Safety Office, and the U.S. Forest Service, and then they'll notify potentially affected property owners. Well, the Three Fingers saga has come to a close after the state Supreme Court revised its July 2017 ruling in favor of GBI Holding, the owners of the artificial peninsulas on Lake Chelan. NCW Life's Steve Hare has the story.
The court originally ruled last July that the case would be argued in Chelan County Superior Court, where it started, but the justices withdrew that decision on Thursday. Now, this ruling, signed by 9 justices, makes the Fingers a legal fill on the lake and protects the 6 acres from removal. Chelan Basin Conservancy sued for the Fingers removal in 2011 after the owners began to develop plans and subdivide the land. Now, in a small twist, 4 of the 9 justices agreed with the majority, but signed a concurrence authored by Justice Barbara Madsen that says they did not agree with the majority reaching the final decision by deciding the case without applying established precedent. They did this when they did not apply the 1987 Caminiti test that judges in Washington state use to decide whether legislation violates the public trust doctrine. Madsen wrote that rather than using the Caminiti test, the majority held that the best option was to extinguish the public trust right over the fills that were created before the December 4, 1969, adding that this decision was both improper and unnecessary. GBI made preliminary plans for the property public last September after staying silent while under litigation, unveiling renderings that include multifamily housing with a community clubhouse, pool, and spa. The plan also proposes public areas that include 2 public beaches, public water access, and a lakeside trail. For the full background and details on this recent ruling, visit ncwlife.com.
Well, here's a view you don't get every day, courtesy of the Washington State Department of Transportation. An eye-in-the-sky view of State Route 20, North Cascades Highway. Department of Transportation crews will head out to the closed section between Mazama and Diablo on Monday to check avalanche chutes and measure snow depth, and then begin developing a plan to clear the highway after its winter closure. Well, a brush fire that started last night in the Blue Grade Road area north of East Wenatchee burned itself out after scorching about 10 acres of dry grass. Douglas County District 2 Captain Seth Ellis says crews were called out to the fire at around 9:30.
Chelan County 1 assist us. We located the fire and deemed that it was inaccessible by some of the trucks that we had, and we just used the command truck to go out, identify the fire, see where it was at, see if there's any hazards associated with it, and seeing none, we went back in service for the evening and then put it in patrol status, and this morning we came out and checked on it, and the fire was out.
Ellis says the area where the fire burned is deceptively dry.
Kind of funny, you go out there, you see the stuff that burnt, and it's black, but then it still has a green tinge to it, so it's still kind of green underneath, and all that green grass is going to grow and still be good for the animals and the ecosystem.
No structures were threatened. Ellis says the fire may have been human-caused, but did not appear to be intentionally set. Coming up next, there's now a hat in the ring to fill the upcoming vacancy for the Douglas County District Court Judge position, and drugs or alcohol may be the cause of a one-vehicle car crash early Thursday morning on I-90 west of George that injured 3 people. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi there, my name is Patrick and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Welcome back. In other news, there's now a hat in the ring to fill the upcoming vacancy for the Douglas County District Court Judge position. Longtime Douglas County Deputy Attorney, 56-year-old Eric C. Bigger of Waterville has filed with the Douglas County Commissioners to fill the temporary vacancy when retiring Judge Judith McCauley leaves the seat on May 1st. Douglas County Commissioners must appoint a new district judge to replace McCauley temporarily until the position goes up for regular election on November 6th. Bigger has also filed with the state to be put on that ballot as a judicial candidate. Bigger graduated from Gonzaga Law School in 1987 and served as Douglas County Deputy Prosecutor from 1991 to 2014. Bigger says his experience in both district and superior court gives him the overall knowledge to sit as district court judge. Well, drugs or alcohol may be the cause of a one-vehicle car crash early Thursday morning on I-90 west of George that injured 3 people. Washington State Patrol reports that 29-year-old Elisa Lewis of Camino Island was traveling east on I-90 9 miles west of George, lost control of her car, drove up an embankment and rolled, with the vehicle coming to rest on its side in the roadway median facing west. Lewis was injured in the crash and was airlifted to Central Washington Hospital. A 20-year-old male passenger and a 19-year-old female passenger, both of Arlington, were also hurt in the accident and taken by ambulance to Central Washington Hospital. State Patrol says drugs or alcohol was involved in the crash and the official cause is still under investigation. Lewis was charged with 2 counts of vehicular assault. Central Washington University officials have unveiled plans for expansion of campus recreation facilities and upgrades to Tomlinson Stadium. It will include a new track and field facility featuring a lighted artificial turf infield for general recreation, intramural, and club sports. Tomlinson Stadium will also undergo its first major renovation since being constructed back in 1959. Central Washington University Athletic Director Dennis Francois says both are part of the first phase of the three-phase Wildcat Commons project.
The Wildcat Commons project demonstrates the university's unwavering commitment to being a nationally recognized leader in higher education and intercollegiate athletic power, and a transformative economic driver for our region.
So far, $9 million has been committed from campus recreation and through private donations for the nearly $10.5 million effort. The goal is for the entire project to be funded in time for scheduled groundbreaking in June. CWU's Vice President for University Advancement, Scott Wade, also commented during the unveiling ceremony on Wednesday.
This $10.4 million game-changing initiative will provide a new track and field facility, a lighted artificial turf field for intramural and club sports, as well as artificial turf, lights, and other amenities at Tomlinson Stadium, which will now serve as the home of CWU football, men's and women's rugby, and soccer.
The first $250,000 toward the remaining $1.4 million goal will be matched dollar for dollar by two of the university's Wildcat Club and Central Washington University Foundation board members. 65 years ago, 3 new generating units were placed in commercial operation at Rock Island Dam. Here, Commissioner L.J. Richardson calls the control room to inform them the first new unit is successfully operating and ready to deliver power. Very cool. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life Channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with a voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a happy Finally Friday. Let's start things off with a look at the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday. First of all, in tennis, the Wenatchee Panthers swept aside Sunnyside at the rack, 7-0 for both the boys and girls. Chelan boys edged Pateras, did not get a girls score. The Lake Roosevelt boys shut out Etihad 4-0, while the Tiger girls earned a 2-1 victory. In a wild, high-scoring affair in Dryden yesterday, Cascade held on to beat Wenatchee 14-13 in girls fast-pitch softball, that is. Turning to soccer on the pitch yesterday, Okanagan blanked Manson. It was Brewster shutting out Cashmere. Cascade got by Quincy on the road by a final of 4-1. We'll begin the rundown of a very busy weekend of prep sports on the baseball diamonds this weekend. First of all, today, Waterville-Mansfield on the road at Soap Lake for a twin bill. Wenatchee hosting Sumner tonight at Recreation Park. Tomorrow features 3 doubleheaders as Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt, Natchez Valley at Cashmere, Chelan hosting Okanagan, all beginning at 11 o'clock. Eastmont has kind of a different doubleheader tomorrow. They'll have a 1 o'clock game against Sumner, followed by the nightcap against Richland at 4. The Bombers, meanwhile, are going to be at Dan White Field after they've played at Rec Park against Wenatchee at 1 o'clock. Also 1 o'clock the start time for Cascade at LaSalle. And softball this weekend on the Diamonds. Waterville-Mansfield has a twin bill today in Soap Lake, just like the boys. Cascade hosting Linden Christian in a single game, while Wenatchee hosts Sumner tonight. Tomorrow's schedule starts at 11 with Chelan hosting Linden Christian. Lake Roosevelt's at Manson for the first of two at 11. Chelan hosts Kittitas at 1, while Eastmont takes on Curtis at Sterling starting at 3 o'clock. High school soccer this weekend. Well, first, Eastmont hosts a non-league tilt tonight at Wildcat Stadium against the always tough Gonzaga prep team. That's at 7 o'clock. 7 also the start time for Wenatchee on the road at always tough Sunnyside. Only one game on the schedule for tomorrow. Cascade on the road at Kings for a 1 o'clock kickoff. 10 teams participating in the Wenatchee Valley Girls Golf Championship today at the Highlander Golf Club. They had a tee time earlier today and a gorgeous day for golf. On the tennis courts this weekend, Wenatchee hosting Eastmont, University Prep, and Gonzaga Prep and Seattle Prep. There you go. An early season tournament at the Rack. That's underway today and tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Chelan hosts Ephrata, while Cashmere's on the road at East Valley of Yakima. Track, Wenatchee Panther teams in Yakima for the Papa Wells Invite beginning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Seems like it's been forever, but the Wenatchee Wild finally begin their second round playoff series with Vernon coming up this weekend. The best of 7 series, game 1 tonight at the Cal Tire Place in Vernon, BC. The puck will drop at 7 o'clock. 6 start time for tomorrow for game 2. The series will then shift to Wenatchee for games 3 and 4 early next week. Now, during the regular season, the two teams split the 6 games, 2-1 for Wenatchee at home, 2-1 for the Vipers at home. In the 6 meetings, Vernon's outscored Wenatchee by a total of 17-12. So good luck to the Wild this weekend. A game of sticks and nets will be center stage on the NCW Life Channel tonight. A little bit different, though, as we bring you high school boys lacrosse from the Apple Bowl. I'll be alongside Rod Higley for your play-by-play as the Wenatchee Valley Thunder start the season against the Southridge Suns. If you want to get there early, they'll have a JV game, Wenatchee taking on Gonzaga Prep first. Here's what's on tap for our sports broadcast schedule for the weekend. Games 2 and 3 of Wenatchee's first series with Merritt is tomorrow at 2 and 7. Then on Sunday, we'll have baseball at noon, followed by lacrosse at 2. And then at 5, it's the first of a doubleheader between Ike and Wenatchee in baseball. On tap for the weekend sports events throughout the valley, the Wenatchee Figure Skating Club hosts their annual Winter Ice Gala tonight at the Town Toyota Center. Starts at 6 o'clock. The North Central Washington Volleyball Club's hosting its annual Fire and Rain tournament this weekend for U14 teams. That'll start tomorrow at 8, run till about 7 o'clock. Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort is the place for some fun. Their 18th annual Dummy Downhill. If you haven't seen this, it's a lot of fun. That'll start tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the hill. Well, Gonzaga advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament just barely. Bulldogs shot miserable from the field, also from the free throw line, but did advance over UNC Greensboro yesterday. 68-64. They'll take on Ohio State tomorrow. 4:45 game time, and you can watch that on CBS. Here's some of the other scores from the first round action yesterday of the NCAA tournament. Tons of people had their brackets busted yesterday, with the number 13 Buffalo torching number 4 Arizona and number 11 Loyola Chicago downing Miami. Rest of the first round underway today. Taylor Motter's grand slam home run capped a 6-run third inning as the Mariners beat the Oakland A's 6-2 yesterday in Mesa, Arizona. Motter also slapped a double as he raised his Cactus League batting average to .326. Ariel Miranda on the mound. 5 hits, 2 runs in 4 innings. He got the victory. Nice day on the mound for Ariel Miranda. Whew, that's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Have a great weekend, everybody. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Touted as the world's shortest parade, the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade is set for tomorrow in Wenatchee. Organizer and Grand Poobah Dave Harold has your official invitation.
Hi everybody, it's Dave in the morning here at Sunny FM Studios. I want to remind you about the 37th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade down Orondo Street in Wenatchee. It is coming up. You can pick up your official registration slips here at Sunny FM at 18 South Mission or at the Wenatchee Downtown Association on Palouse Street. Also down at Pybus Public Market at the foot of Orondo Street. That's where the big, I should say the short, award ceremony will be around 8-ish. Again, the parade starts around 7-ish. This Saturday, down Orondo Street, we got something new this year. Thanks to Firehouse Pet Shop, we've got some gift certificates, $50, $25, and $10 gift certificate from the Firehouse Pet Shop for the best looking dog or kitty in the parade, okay? They've got some registration slips that look like this down there as well. Hey, for the big prizes, thanks to Hageland's Trophies, guess what we have? We have first, not really first place, but we have Can't Believe They Really Did It category. Are these huge or what, you know? We also have Best St. Patrick's Day Theme and also Farthest Distance Traveled. I'm thinking maybe the Omac Stampede might get that prize again. We'll see. Hey, we'll see you on the parade route. The lineup around 6:45-ish on Mission Street down by the museum, and the parade 7-ish down Orondo Street, of course, here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. See ya.
Our own Jay Seebeck will be there to film Saturday's parade and bring it to you on a future NCW Life magazine. We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on unbaked. Who wants an unbaked pizza? You do. Because unbaked means unprocessed dough and unfrozen vegetables, all prepared fresh by us. So the difference between a pizza fresh from your oven and one pulled from a greasy delivery box? Unreal. The smell? Unbelievable. Leftovers? Unlikely. Home bake a large Papa's all meat with Canadian bacon, salami, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and ground beef. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step. Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now a recap of tonight's top stories. Icicle and Peshastin irrigation districts have declared an emergency at 8 Mile Lake. The emergency pertains to damage to the area's watershed from last summer's Jack Creek fire and the threat of increased runoff above the lake and potential threats to the dam there. The threat was brought to light by a burn area emergency response report released by the Forest Service that investigated the severity of the conditions above the lake. Given the size of the lake and watershed above it, if the dam suffered a catastrophic failure, its estimated flows from the lake could be as high as 10 million gallons per minute. The dam was built in the late 1920s and is in poor condition. The districts have been planning to either repair or replace it for some time, but now fear the dam is in jeopardy of a catastrophic failure and have decided to replace it. District Manager Tony Janser says they're creating an emergency action plan with assistance from Chelan County Emergency Management, the state DOE's Dam Safety Office, and the U.S. Forest Service, and will notify potentially affected property owners. Well, the Three Fingers saga has come to a close after the state Supreme Court revised its July 2017 ruling in favor of GBI Holding, the owners of the artificial peninsulas on Lake Chelan. NCW Life's Steve Hare has the story.
The court originally ruled last July that the case would be argued in Chelan County Superior Court, where it started, but the justices withdrew that decision on Thursday. Now, this ruling, signed by 9 justices, makes the Fingers a legal fill on the lake and protects the 6 acres from removal. Chelan Basin Conservancy sued for the Fingers removal in 2011 after the owners began to develop plans and subdivide the land. Now, in a small twist, 4 of the 9 justices agreed with the majority, but signed a concurrence authored by Justice Barbara Madsen that says they did not agree with the majority reaching the final decision by deciding the case without applying established precedent. They did this when they did not apply the 1987 Caminiti test that judges in Washington state use to decide whether legislation violates the public trust doctrine. Madsen wrote that rather than using the Caminiti test, The majority held that the best option was to extinguish the public trust right over the fills that were created before the December 4th, 1969, adding that this decision was both improper and unnecessary. GBI made preliminary plans for the property public last September after staying silent while under litigation, unveiling renderings that include multifamily housing with a community clubhouse, pool, and spa. The plan also proposes public areas that include 2 public beaches, public water access, and a lakeside trail. For the full background and details on this recent ruling, visit ncwlife.com.
And time now for a look at your weather forecast for Central Washington, North Central Washington. First, let's take a look outside our weather window. It's from our Badger Mountain camera, and still some clouds out there, and I'll tell you why in a second. But most importantly, this afternoon we did see plenty of sunshine, and boy, did that bring us some beautiful weather today. Basically, we enjoyed typical mid-March weather today. As we take a look at our satellite loop, that trend will continue right through the weekend and into early next week with mostly sunny skies and mild temperatures expected. There is still a large area of low pressure centered in southern Oregon, and that's now moved even a little bit farther east into Nevada, but that's what's bringing up some scattered shower activity to parts of southern Washington today, and that's why we're seeing that cloud cover out there today in some parts of our area. North Central Washington will be under the influence of a weak area of high pressure now, and that'll keep us mostly sunny. The weekend weather looks great with dry conditions and lots of sunshine on both Saturday and Sunday, and that will last right through Tuesday of next week. Afternoon high temperatures today through midweek, mainly in the mid-50s with maybe some upper 50 readings for some locations. By Thursday of next week, though, that's where we'll see a change. A wet and potentially breezy weather system will move in. It'll be under a south to southerly flow, with a south to southwesterly flow, I should say, and that's ahead of an approaching weather trough. A strong cold front will also move through the region around late Thursday into early Friday, which will bring the most widespread showers next week. Importantly as well, this will also drop our temperatures noticeably about a week from today. So let's take a look at that forecast tonight and our beautiful weekend ahead. 34 overnight low tonight, 56 Saturday, 55 on Sunday. Mostly sunny with light winds both days. Awfully nice start to our work week too. Monday and Tuesday will be 56 and even 57 on Tuesday before some clouds begin to move in before that next system I just told you about. That's on Wednesday, and then we'll begin to cool down Thursday. About a 70% chance at least right now on Thursday for rain. Our high by then 53 degrees. So by all means, get out there and enjoy this beautiful weekend ahead. And just a reminder that if you have a video of the day that you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.